Oh my gosh, Becky, look at her hair. Hi guys, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I'm here with the beginning of my last part of July reading vlog. Let's jump into it. So for July, I am trying to do exclusively ARC reading. That has worked kind of. All of my physical reading has been ARCs, but I did do an ebook that was not an ARC, and I've done audiobooks that are not ARCs because obvi, I don't have audiobooks for ARCs. During the live drunk show, Chelsea brought to my attention this male contemporary romance. I thought was more smutty, just kind of a romance though. And we decided to just go ahead and buy it and start a buddy read on Monday. I flew through it. It was really quick, which is surprising because it's 596 pages of a contemporary romance. I didn't love it, which is probably why it went so fast, because I skimmed whole sections because it was a lot about goat farming and goat herding and goat mating. Why? That's a thing I read. And that one was over and over again by an author whose name I don't remember. I'll put up a cover. We read that one on Twitter with a hashtag OdinSmut. I think there was maybe 3 tweets. I think 2 of them were mine. Wasn't really successful. I gave that one 2 stars just because it was so much longer than it needed to be. Is there a market for male contemporary romances that aren't just pure smut? Yes. Am I the target audience? Did I appreciate it? Not particularly. This one was a age gap romance about a boy and his father's best friend. It was not as creepy as that sounds. I wasn't shocked or horrified by the relationship. It wasn't problematic. It was diverse. It was beautiful. It wasn't my story. A couple DNFs. I have DNF for Now, Gideon the Ninth. Just wasn't happening. I DNF'd, hard DNF, for Forever and Ever. Birthday Girl by Melissa De La Cruz. I had high hopes for this one because I've read Melissa De La Cruz in the past, and it's always been YA, and I was like, meh, I'll give it a shot. It's a name I know. It's an adult contemporary mystery, not thriller, I don't think. And I DNF'd this by page 40 because the main character is just a horrible human being, and I don't want to read from that. I talked about it a little bit in my video talking about my best and worst, so if you want to know more, you can go there, but essentially we just have like a really offensive main character that I don't want to read from. I know it was a decision that Melissa made. I don't like it, so I'm not going to read it. So that was a DNF. Put that up in my get the heck rid of pile. I listened to Getaway Girl by Tessa Bailey. Really enjoyed it. Was not Fix Her Up levels of enjoyment, but still really good. I 4-starred that one, I believe. Yes, I did. That one was about a girl who goes to a wedding of her cousin, her estranged cousin, and then her cousin decides to just call off the wedding. That wedding never happens. She becomes the getaway ride for the groom, and then her and the groom form a friendship, form a friends to lovers relationship. It was very nice. I liked it. Also, Tessa Bailey is just a great writer for romances. I'm in the middle of Hoopla, by the way, has like changed their entire setup, and it is weird. I'm reading Protecting What's His by Tessa Bailey right now in audiobook, and I'm decently through that. Then I read and finished, which I want to talk to you guys about, The Chain by, not Don Wilson, that's just the blurb, by Adrian McKinty, that guy. This one came out, on July 9th. But I wanted to get to this one as soon as I possibly could, and this was as soon as I possibly could on the 21st of July. But I read this thing. I tabbed it. I did not write in it because I'm learning my lesson. I don't have to write in everything right away because I might want to get rid of it. It was terrifying, but also really cool, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. The basic premise of this is that a woman gets a phone call that her daughter's been kidnapped, and the woman on the phone says, they've taken my child, and if I don't kidnap your child, they're gonna kill my child. So essentially it becomes this chain of subsequent things that kind of runs itself of your kid is kidnapped, you then have to kidnap somebody else, and then you have to instruct them to kidnap somebody else, and your kid gets released only when you pay your ransom and you kidnap somebody else, and then that person that person's parents then kidnaps somebody else and pays their ransom. So the people behind you have to also fall in line. Otherwise, everybody gets killed. Apparently, it's based on like real shit that happens in like Mexico with drug lords and shit. Listen, I know the world I live in personally is privileged and sheltered. I don't have to deal with shit like this. But holy crap ass. This mom has kind of like nothing to lose anymore. And she's going to do whatever it takes to get her kid back. And the characters are flawed and great though, kind of. Also, I love them a lot. I was invested. I was invested from the get-go because it's just this long line of like, you can't get out and you could be called back in at any point and you're never really truly safe, even when you're like removed from the actual people that are actually still in motion, because you could be called on to go do shit kind of whenever they want. And you're following kind of the mindset of the people behind it, but you don't know who they are. And then the people that are in it, as they go through it, the poor children that are coming back after all this happens to them, it is harrowing. Like, I'm not a parent, but it was difficult to read these poor parents going through this and just the lengths that you'll go to just make sure that your kids are safe, and the way that that changes your life and the way you don't recover from having to do stuff like this in order to just get your kid back, which of course you're going to do. You're going to do whatever it takes, right? So I ended up 4-starring it. It was not perfect. Some of the pacing was a little bit wonky. Some of the chapters were a little bit repetitive for POVs. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm not a thriller reader, and it kept me engaged. It kept me reading, kept me interested, and it was cool. There were parts that fell apart for me a little bit, especially the end. But in general, I was all in. So yeah, it was a really good read. I'm settling in and I'm happy with it. So I've got my ebook read and audiobook read that I'm just going to continue, but today is Sunday. Reading Rush starts on Monday. So I'm going to take this vlog through Reading Rush as well. And my first book is going to be Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton, right? I think. Yes. I'm going to be buddy reading that with Amber from Amber's Books and More. And then I'm going to read the 10,000 Doors of January. I think I'm going to try to get to maybe Unpregnant. I'm going to try to get to the OK Witch. I've got a whole bunch of arcs here. I also have a couple arcs of graphic novels. The Black Mage and the Second Tea Dragon Society I still have that I've saved that are also arcs. I'm just going to continue to read as many arcs as I can that fit into the challenges for Reading Rush. Will not be doing book to movie. Probably won't be doing a book that I meant to read last year because arcs. And I hope to vlog a little bit more as I do that so that I can make this like a Reading Rush vlog. It's really just the wrap up prior to that vlog. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I started this morning Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton. This is my purple on the cover, a non-human lead character, and a debut novel. This is about Shit Turd, the domesticated crow, whose owner, Big Jim, loses an eyeball and then goes all kinds of fucky. This is a foul-mouthed bird. It's hilarious. It's amazing. He's got a bloodhound named Dennis, who's dumber than a dead possum, he says. It is amazing. You see the POV of a lot of different animals, and it's actually really amusing, the difference between the writing of like a dog, a cat, a bird, and then the way that they think about like other animals within the animal kingdom, and also this bird's belief and trust and love of humanity. Because Big Jim taught him how to talk, he calls all humans mofos. So there's, you know, the trash mofos that like pick up the trash, you know. There's the mofo, the young mofo that drives by on the bike and throws the black and white thing at the hydrangeas. Like, it's just so amusing to see how he sees humanity, but it's also really heartfelt and really well written and really great so far. I'm not that far in, only 40 pages in, but I'm really, really loving it. So that is definitely one of my reads. For my over 5-word title, I will be reading The 10,000 Doors of January. I can't wait to get to that one, but I have not started it yet. For my read in one place, I will be reading The Tea Dragon Festival. This one's by Katie O'Neill. I look forward to reading that one. The Tea Dragon Festival comes out September 17th, so I need to get to that one anyway. So I'm thinking right now, as much as I want to continue to read Hollow Kingdom, because I'm loving it, I might actually just finish one of my challenges and read this. I also have on my tentative TBR The OK Witch, which is a middle grade graphic novel. I have Unpregnant, which I also have the arc of, I was gonna maybe throw in Riley Sager's Lock Every Door because I'm interested in thrillers right now for some reason. Chelsea from Chelsea Palmer just sent me a screenshot of The Babysitter's Coven, which I also have, and I feel like I need to add it to my TBR. So who knows where I'm going, but I'm gonna do this for my stay in one place, get in bed, because I have like an hour before I need to go back to work, and read this. And that's my check-in. I'm reading an ebook of a Tessa Bailey, and I am listening to an audiobook of a Tessa Bailey. So that's my check-in. If you're interested in a bird named Shit Turd and just an animal's view of humanity, this one's really cool so far. I really am enjoying it. More than I thought I would. Like, would I enjoy an animal POV zombie story? No. But this is amazing. Oh, hi. Will I forever have a fan on in the background of all of these updates? Yes. It's hot. It is 10:17 on day one of the reading rush, and I have finished the Tea Dragon Festival. This is a 5-star read. Obviously, I didn't love this story as much as the first one, but the message and the art is just too precious to not give it 5 stars. I really, really liked it. The main character, Rin, is non-binary, and their mentor, Lisa, is deaf and uses sign language in the book. So that's pretty cool. And it was just precious, as always. Another beautiful, gorgeous book and an amazing message. I read further in Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton. This one got to page 98. I will probably read a little bit more of this right now. This has, I'm like laughing out loud, but it's also really, really heartfelt. Like, you get these different POVs of all different animals. There's no human POVs, they're all animals. So whether it's the bird, the dogs, a cat, a polar bear at one point, this talks a lot about humans, humanity, animals especially. There's a lot, like this is basically like a love letter to animals, the relationship with humans, the relationship with the earth, and our influence on the earth and the animals around us. It definitely has deeper meaning to it. I'm finding so much in this that is really heartfelt and beautiful and really well written, and then a lot that's just really, really funny. So it's super well rounded, and I'm actually really, really enjoying that one. I might let this one wait because last night I had a dream that a cat pulled down the string on one of those like ladders that like the attic ladders that come from the ceiling, and this cat like bit at the string, pulled it down, went up, and it like lifted up after it because it didn't like pull down all the way. You know, if you don't pull it down one of those all the way, it like flings back up. Pulled it down just a little bit, shot in, went up, and I was like, I should follow it. And then we like lived out a zombie apocalypse together, just me and this cat up in an attic. So apparently this is not a book I should read right before bed because I had some messed up dreams. That's it for now. It is Julie, and I am back from Texas, which means August is here, July is over, and I need to finish my wrap up for you. I'm gonna try to get you my stats, but my stats are kind of all over the place because I got a new computer and I don't have Microsoft Suite on that yet, which means Excel and my spreadsheet is only on my old computer, but I'm only using my new computer, so I've got to figure this out for you. Basically, I didn't finish anything while I was in Texas. I barely read. I read a little bit on the plane out. I started A Very Large Expanse of Sea in audiobook because I didn't want to listen to smut in audiobook because I felt like that would be a smidge uncomfortable on the plane, which really doesn't matter because the flight home I read A Lesson in Thorns. That was uncomfortable, but I did it anyway. Spoiler for August wrap up, I did finish that. Let's take an official look at my stats and then we'll close this bad boy out because I have a lot to edit in terms of vlog footage for July. Or at least it feels like I do. Was the chain the last thing? No, the Hollow Kingdom was the last thing I read in July. Hollow Kingdom was an amazing book. I really, really enjoyed it. It was so sarcastic and so tongue-in-cheek and really amusing, but it has such a hard-hitting, emotional topic. It's really, really timely. It talks a lot about what humans are doing to the earth, the humans' inability to disconnect from technology and really appreciate the world that they are in. And it does all of that through like a really sarcastic potty mouth bird. It is so funny. The way that she writes different animals, because you'll get like a POV from like a polar bear or a cat or a dog or a bird, and they're all different, like depending on like different traits of animals, and you can tell she just knows animals really, really well. As far as my reading rush goes, I'm pretty sure I fully failed at that, because I think the only thing I read for reading rush was Hollow Kingdom, which was an author's first book, purple on the cover, non-human character, Tea Dragon Festival, and also the Major's Welcome Home. Major's Welcome Home was a Tessa Bailey, I think. It was not good. I 2-starred that one. In the month of July, I read 13 things for a total of 3,496 pages. For a reading rush, I read Tea Dragon, Major's Welcome Home, and Hollow Kingdom. I really don't know what they stand for. It was a hot mess. I didn't finish nearly as much as I wanted to. 3 books is not great. But then again, I was not on the website. I was not doing a whole ton of stuff anyway. So, let's take a look. My first read for the month was Swipe Right for Murder. And Swipe Right for Murder was 3 stars. And then Mary Lou Was Everywhere was also 3 stars. All the Bad Apples was 4. Bury the Lead graphic novel was 4. Little Witches graphic novel was 4. Chris, The Gift of Wrath was 3, another graphic novel. With a Fire on High was a 5. Birthday Girl and Gideon were DNFs. Gideon, I will probably go back to Gideon the 9th, but I just can't right now. Getaway Girl was 4. The Chain was 4. Over and Over Again was 2. That was a contemporary. Why do I not remember what that is? Straight up don't remember what that is. Major's Welcome Home was a 2. And Hollow Kingdom, it was a 4. Tea Dragon was a 4, I think. No, it was a 5. All right, so we're going to 5-star that one. I just don't have stats in for any of those. That's everything that I read for the month of July. Not horrible. Definitely better than I think June's, but not fantastic either. Lots of graphic novels. I'm really hoping for some like amazing reads in August. August is going to have a couple rereads, a couple 5-star predictions. It's going to have the entirety of my Newt's read-along, readathon, and I have some books that I'm really, really genuinely excited about. Lots of arcs, again, that are kind of up in the air. Who knows how I'm going to feel about them, but that was my entire July's reading. Not horrible, not great. Again, no like books to champion just yet, but some really solid books in there. So if you have any further questions about any of the books that I read or want to know more about my thoughts about any of the books that I read, definitely let me know down below in a comment. But that's going to be it for my July wrap-up. What a hot mess. I'm sorry. Traveling at the end of the month will do that to you. So that is it. If you guys liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. I have a boo-boo on my thumb. Click that subscribe button, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.